Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of We the People and Sweden. In previous episode, we did manage to set up another port town over here on the sort of Western Gulf over here. We did actually purchase some gold and, well, we were hunting down some of the wildlife over here, which we got at least one of them. This bear is still, you know, avoiding us a little bit. I think it's basically going to be going over there next, I think. So we'd have to bring in, like, cavalry or something like that to hunt it down. But if we can't at least hunt it down, we'll just chase it out of our territory, I suppose. Oh, there's a French farmer over there, okay. Yeah, they do get expert farmers in there. They're sending another mulatto in there, actually. There's the Dutch over here, which does concern me a little bit. Because they're going to be taking away some of my territory in here. But actually, how is our culture looking like in here? That's 12% now. I'm going to go and spend some of the money to get the docks there. Similarly, I suppose we can spend some money to get the village hall. We are getting a bit of hunting down there, so we'll get some more fur. I suppose it's not the worst thing. Although, I think what we might want to do... Well, actually, yeah, no, we'll get some more production through that way, technically speaking. Because we are still trying to... Well, we might not try to get the industrialization victory, but we want to at least catch up a little bit with that, because right now the difference between us and the Danes is more than 4,000 points, which is quite massive. I mean, we're still way, way, way last on the list here. Of the, European nations, anyway. And the Danes already got 58% independence or liberties already, so that's quite a bit. We only got 14. And we don't know, like, who's the... So Narbona, that's, I believe, the... I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, the Navajo. So that's got the biggest population. We don't know the others, and... Yeah, so anyway, that's... I suppose we still got a lot of money. Perhaps it would be time to get the blacksmith shop now purchased. Still 2,000. Still don't have quite the tools, but I suppose we'll spend that money right now. We can then get the production increase a bit further. And the shipyard over here, how expensive that still be? Another 2,000 actually. We need to get a lot of wood over there actually. That's for sure. We might eventually set up a town over here, for example, and put in a bit more wood cutting. Or some other locations where we can get a lot of wood. We'll need to figure that out, I suppose, but... It's not the end of the world. I suppose there's a lot of forest over here, for example. And of course, we do get a decent bit of wood over here. But that's also... Ooh, hold on a minute. No, we're not cutting down wood there yet. We're going to get the lodge there. And eventually we'll get some more stuff in here. But yeah, so there's a lot of towns, a lot of work to be done. But let's get to the next round. Devastation for a good cause. Right, we got more lumber tracks, so that's probably why we got that one. There's the blacksmith shop. Do we want to build another... No, we don't have the stuff for another track. Never mind. What else do we want to produce in here? Or can we produce... Oh, hold on a minute. We don't have any more cloth. We don't have any more cotton either. So this herder could probably do some other job then in the meanwhile. But what would that be? What... Oh, got a bit of peat there. Over 1,000. Right. We could sell some of that to Port Royal, actually. So say, like, I don't know, 600 from here and take that to Port Royal. That's probably going to be more than enough. We are getting a lot of pottery already. I don't think we need to increase that too much. Plus, we don't really want to use up all the clay that we're getting. The blacksmith is still... Oh, right, so we're not actually losing any. We're getting plus 10. That's a decent amount. We don't have any furs to turn into coats. We don't have anything to turn into things in the distillery. I suppose we could make cheese. That's one option. Or we could just turn that into... You know, I'll just put that into making more limited bells. It's not going to be a huge increase, but I suppose it's a +4 for the base production, I guess. And overall, we did produce now 25 per round. That's not too bad, but let's figure out what we're going to build in here. Or rather, what can we afford building? I think the regional market could be done. We don't really have any use for spice trading in here. There's the government palace. But we don't have the silver for that. I don't suppose we initially want to have the slaughterhouse yet. Newspaper? Could be a nice increase for the Liberty Bells as well, so we can get this one increasing drastically. You know what, I think we'll go for that. We'll need to get a bit more clay and a lot more tools, but we are producing those already. Alternatively, I don't think we initially need the Abbey yet. Getting well, that would be quite expensive, the university. There's the Crowned Horse and Cattle Market, which would increase the sheep production, essentially, through the milkmaids. That would be quite handy for extra butchery. Oh, right, hold on a minute, we can start... Yeah, we got a whole lot of wool that we can turn into cloth. Right, there we go, there's a lot of demand for it. That's going to be a lot more money. Plus, it's a +6 in production. It does reduce the Liberty Bell production by 7, but that's fine, I think. Maybe. Somewhere thereabouts. Oh, wait, but I didn't set up... Yeah, we'll get the newspaper in there. I think that's going to be a smart thing. We've got the printing press in Fort Dada. We could get the City Hall, I think. That would require a lot of tools, but that could be done. Let's double check if there's anything else that we need desperately to increase the productivity. Could build a church, actually. That would be a fairly cheap one. You know what? Well, we'll get that one real quick. Then we got the docks over here. Let's have a look at the other options. So we've got most of the basic things in here, including stable and all that. But what would we be producing in here? So we do produce quite a bit of grapes. Look at a vintager's house. Sure. Butcher is another thing that we might want to build in here at some point. But perhaps not yet. There we go. The village hall, we did purchase that, admittedly. I think we're going to go ahead and build the wall here. And oh, there we go. We got, that gold's worth quite a bit. Silver is also worth some, but not quite as much. I mean, how is the silver price, actually? Oh, it's 15 sell price, 17 buy price. Okay. Not ideal. We might want to start saving up some of the silver for more of the government thingamajigs. We've got 10,000. Let's just double check. We can't build... probably can't buy smugglers over here, can we? No. That doesn't surprise me, to be fair. But no, we can't buy those. Perhaps we should buy some other things, though. Things that we know that we will be needing. We're going to get a master poultry butcher, for example, for Spike to get rid of some of the excess or geese that we have in there. Let's have a look at other things. I think another ironsmith. Could get more hardy pioneers, although I suppose there's not going to be that much to worry about there. Perhaps we'll go ahead and get some more military. I'll get another veteran infantry. Then we can get one more. I think that's being we could purchase one of these. That is on the queue here already. We'll send these off to Spike. We'll divvy them up from there if need be. Ooh, right, we've got these. Let's sell that. So if we were to get a... let's just double check this. Smuggling ship can carry good. Or goods. I don't know if that can carry the... let's give it a go. No, okay, so these Zetos over here are... probably not going anywhere. No, well. I suppose it's not the end of the world. But what we could actually do is purchase some more native slaves. Or the smuggler ship. Oh, that can't even carry... okay, never mind. So this, well, wasn't exactly a good investment then. Okay, a couple of those slaves in here. We'll go out and probably just sail to Spike. And then this one, I'm actually going to sail this off to the Western Bay. Oh, the Caribs want to give us another mercenary. You know what? We've got money. Right, and the Sir Jody's got the colonist, so that can become the blacksmith. We've got food and all that, so yeah, we'll get tools going first. We can do a lot more for the construction work. And that's going to allow us to upgrade a lot of buildings overall. It's going to take a while, mind you, so it's not going to be nearly as quick perhaps as it... or one might prefer it to be, but that's fine. Let's go and get another... right, we've got Hessian and Town Guards there already. Get that into Fort Katmandos. It's a bit of a border town there. Oh, Master Weaver. Wait, hold on a minute, what did we... oh. Right, we just got that one. Well, that might actually do it. Right, so let's get more wool process over there. I suppose we can take this one off and do something else instead. Now, what are we going to do with that? Butchering is still probably not going to be a good idea because I think that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be too much. I suppose we can then go ahead and start colouring some of the cloth again. Instead, so we'll use the logwood, wool. And I suppose the wool cloth. Yeah, we do produce a decent bit, but I suppose it's actually going to go down in numbers slowly. We need still a bit more clay and a lot more tools, but we're getting 11 tools per round. So in 4 rounds we'll have everything, so that's going to be fine. We've got, ooh, expert farmer, eh? Expert farmer indeed. Let's drop that down there. It's not initially going to be the best of farms, but it'll do for now. The hardy pioneer just built the trapper's hut there. We've still got a potential for a bit more wood over there. Oh, right, we've got the trader waiting in here. Let's wait, I suppose. Oh, we might be able to hunt down that bear now. There we go. Let's send this off to Port Huffman. And then the wagon train has brought in some of the tool, or the guns, and the brandy. Do we have anything over here that we need to... Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and pick up some of that peat over there in Spoken Main here. We've got way too much in there. Oh, right. We've got both of these ships now with gold. I'm just going to go ahead and send this off to do some more trading. Where's the next along the coastline? There. I don't know if they've got anything good in there, but might as well have a look. And then the caravel. We can unload the gold. And I suppose we'll go out and send this off to pick up the failed trader now. And then bring that in so we can start training that into some other duties, perhaps. Oh, right, yeah, we cleared out a forest over here. Oh, right, yeah, that's our farmland there. Is that being used? Yes, it is, actually. That's a decent bit of food. And we're getting the hemp in large quantities. We do get quite a bit of... Oh, hold on a bit. Why is the... The lumberjack is probably not the best thing to be using on the coal mine here. Instead, we should probably go ahead and just start cutting down some trees. Where do we... I suppose that's a potential for a sawmill, so we'll go ahead and assign you as a lumberjack there. And we'll go ahead and build a sawmill up there as well. Probably next. We'll also get a lodge somewhere, and then might turn that into something else as well. But yeah, the towns are slowly increasing, or improving, but how do we compare now in terms of the... Yeah, still only got 1,700, and the Danes already got over 6,000. My goodness. That is a huge increase in there. Right, well, let's get to the next round. I have a feeling that the game's probably going to end up in a Danish victory, but we'll at least try to increase our situation somewhat, or improve our situation somewhat, before that happens. Quiet and deadly. Right, that's about the native mercenaries. And you want to give us... Nah, we don't need furs. We can't really sell that too much. And we've got a lot of coats. Oh, there we go. We got the gold mine active. That's now 11 gold per round. That's not bad. We'll probably want to get a farmland over there, I think. Eventually we'll also want to build up a road between... I suppose we could probably put the road there. And then connect to the town. We already got a road in here. But that would allow us to then move troops sort of through here without getting too close to the Danish territories there. Alright, let's get that up to the mountains. Let's speak with the chief. Expert rice farmers, and they are in need of rum. Why is the rum gone? Right, let's get this one back to Fort Kathmandu. No, we're not going to be attacking anyone. Let's go out and load up the 600 peat from Spokomania and bring that to Spike. We can then just... I suppose the smuggler ship is probably going to be a perfect tool for that export there. Right, what are we looking at the town of hills? We've got a decent bit of gemstones there. What about Fort Jody? Ooh, actually, we could probably bring in some of the wood from there. Yeah, let's go and pick up some of that. Oh, right, the galleons arrived. Let's load up some of the treasure, and then let's also go ahead and load up some more... Ooh, that's a lot of gems. 100 gemstones. Sure, that's going to be worth quite a bit. One could even say a small fortune, or not even all that small fortune. What else do we want to sell? We do have a lot of ore in here now, so that's good. We are going to be using a lot of it, mind you. But it is at least accumulating quite a bit. Perhaps we'll just take another 300 peat. And then we'll sell a little bit of the coats. Not necessarily enough, but it's a start. That can sail out, and I think we're just going to go ahead and go to the trapper's hut, a lodge, a sawmill. We could potentially get no, I don't think we can get another sawmill right here, but we can get another lodge there, I suppose, for extra wood production. Oh, and the truck has right an ostron. Right, let's get the gold. Let's get the cocoa pods, the red peppers, and I guess the grapes. Perhaps we should, we could take the ore. Or the clay. Although we probably want to keep the clay in here, actually. Are we we're not even producing it locally. Okay, so that was just something that we brought in from the other town. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the crepes from there and then send this off back to Spike. How long until the training is done in here? That's 3 more rounds. Okay. We'll need to make sure that we got a bit of money so we potentially get... I mean, actually, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get out of that. Another butcher wouldn't be too bad. Another potter might not be a bad one either, but we don't really need the potter that badly. More lumberjack is always handy, I suppose. We could send that off to Mastani. Right, we don't have a huge... Well, we've got a decent stockpile of money, admittedly. Right, let's get to the next round. I'm trying to keep the money as a bit of a emergency army from Europe, if need be. We're not really in bad relations with any of our neighbours, to be fair. Other than, you know, a bit of border friction with the Danes, but that's to be expected. As we are playing the Swedes. Oh, we got another native convert by the looks of it. Right, so we've got the fur trader's house in... Oh, we need to get the roaster's house over here, I think. To get some of the cocoa turned into... Well, the cocoa pods turned into cocoa. And then we can turn that into chocolate, for example. That's Spike. Oh. A butcher has arrived in the harbour of one of our cities. He had to flee Europe because he was accused of selling rotten meat. He pleads his innocence and wants a second chance. Yeah, I'm willing to pay 300 for our master butcher. There's still a few things in there. I suppose this can probably sail back to... We'll go to Port Alberta. We'll bring some of the stuff from there to Spike. Taxation is already 20%. Ooh, hello. Elder Statesman. Now, that's not still a whole lot of limited bell production, but it is something. Definitely something. Right, did we... Yeah, we got the lodge there. We got everything else in here. I suppose what we could... Well, we got the road being built through there already. Could maybe go ahead and start helping with Port Hoffman. Although I suppose there's still a bit more production... Oh, yeah, we'll just head back in here and start doing some production there. Oh. That's about a few people in here suddenly. Let's see, so that's the brigantine. Let's unload those people. Then there's the slave bark. We'll unload those people. Then there's the West Indiamen. We'll unload those. So let's start with the... I suppose the butcher. Do we have... Yeah, we've still got plenty of cows in here. So, the master butcher... Actually, how much is that going to be? Maybe we can take the charcoal burner out of there, I suppose. If it's too much. So, yeah, cattle. So now we're losing 4. But if we then take the charcoal burner out of there, which I suppose... We have brought a bit more wood in here, I suppose, at least. So we are making some charcoal again. Could potentially turn that into another toolsmith. Or a cannonsmith, even. Although cannonsmith might not be the most effective use for it, but... Actually, what are we... Is that making... That is making some guns already. Turn that into a gunsmith. And then we'll get the baker working at the bakery again. Like using some of the rice to make some more provisions. Not that we necessarily need them too much, but if we get like a full shipment of that, that's actually going to be quite a bit of money that we can get from it. I mean, it's not like insane amounts, but it does still help. Right, then we've got some more people in here. I suppose we've got the Jarnsmith, which if need be, we could replace the 3 colonists over here with that, for example. And put that into work elsewhere. So are we, yeah, still getting a little bit cattle. We don't have a cheesemaker in this town, do we? No, I don't think we do. Right, we're using quite a bit of flax right now. I'm going to get the, you know what, no, we'll get back to being carpenter for a little bit. And we'll get another toolsmith in here. That's now 36 per round. That's going to be enough to start then spreading that to other towns as well, for the most part. So that's actually really good news for us. Then, well, the carpenter, or not the carpenter, oh, right, actually, oh, there is a master baker there as well. Do you want to put another one for the, I suppose we could, for the rice baking, or baking the rice into provisions. That's plus 16 there, that's not too bad. We've still got 50% support for independence here. Oh, we've got a poultry butcher. Ooh, hello. Butcher a few geese. So that's not going to be... Okay, we're actually losing a bit of domesticated geese now. But it's not going to go down that quickly. If need be, we can then... one of these that is butchering geese already. We can turn that into something else. But that's 24 food per round in here. It's going to be a lot of growth. to be certain. I'm gonna go and send in the lumberjack down towards Mastani, because I know that that's gonna be a really good location for a lot of wood cutting right now. And then I suppose the native slaves can't be founding settlements, can they? But perhaps we'll send one of these to Kazurapture at least, help with some of the things in there. And then perhaps we'll send one into the town in the hills again. Start growing that one. The West Indiaman is still waiting in here. I suppose that I can't sell into the port royal, so I'm not going to take the rice. Although we're going to be using a lot of rice anyway, so perhaps we should leave a decent stockpile there. And the fruit, brandy, and pottery we're still using quite a bit. Actually, that's one of the things that we could do instead. With the carpenter, or wannabe carpenter, we just put you into the brewery. Start making some fruit brandy. Still got plenty of sugar anyway. Oh, is that right? That's the master tailor. Well, we don't really have the cloth or anything like that in here. We do have some wool, though. But we've got... Yeah, we don't have the weaver's hut. So that's a... I suppose that's a bit of a limiting factor there. Do we still have a lot of stuff in here? But I suppose we'll just go ahead and pick up some more of the milk, at least. Because again, well, there's a small demand locally, but not even nearly enough. We've got some colour cloth. We're producing 3, so yeah, we'll actually pick up some of that. And, well, the wool is net 0 there right now, so that's not really going to be ideal. We'll probably pick up some of the rice. And maybe some of the wool cloth. The peat we probably don't want to touch right now. We've already taken 600 recently. Right, then we've got the veteran infantry soldier. I'm going to go ahead and move this one off to the border with the Danes, I think. You never know what they're up to. So we've done most of the upgrades in here. I think the roads have been largely upgraded. I suppose there is, of course, the... Oh, we've got the plantation over there, finally. I'm going to get over here and start working on the road network between the 2 areas there and the express street. Oh, right, we've got another 3 colonists. Did we get the... Yeah, we've got the blacksmith there already. Is this... This might be a fresh growth. Well, no, it's not a fresh growth. It was... I think that may have been a fresh one. But this one was then the one that we sent in here to do that duty instead. We do have a lot of pigs being produced. We could get another butcher. Get more food. Alternatively, well, we don't have that bad of a situation with law. Liberty bells are okay, but could be better. I think I'm just going to go and get another butcher. Start butchering more pigs. That's a +7 food right now, so it's not a lot very quick, but it's okay. Right, I wanted to pick up some of the lumber from there. We could also probably pick up some of the pigskins. Deliver that to Spike. Actually, how are we looking on the tools there right now? Everything's being purchased immediately. So, not really building a lot of stockpile then, are we? At least not yet. Can we... Oh, yeah, we can purchase this shipyard now for fairly cheap. Let's do that, shall we? Right, so the wagon train. I guess, let's go and do another trip up here into... town in the hills. There seems to be quite a bit of resource waiting there. We got this pale trader and deliver that to Oathborn. And let's go ahead and build up a bit of a farmland over here. This was supposed to be our sawmill. It was along a river. Oh, and there's a town right there. Right, Masani, we got the Harder Pine. Did we? Yeah, we got the Plaza Country Road already into the town itself. I'm probably going to go ahead and build up another road over there. Let's go ahead and figure out if there is... No, we're not going to be attacking... Oh, there's a town. Not going to be attacking people. We've got another native. Let's send that to Port Huffman. Oh, I got another treasure, eh? Alright then. I don't suppose... No, we don't have any galleons over there. So I'm going to send this all the way to Spike again. It's a bit of a long distance, but that's fine. Not really strange to that at this point. Let's go and get the wall built there, and we'll go out and queue up the tavern already after that. And how is the... Okay, we've got 16% of the culture here. Let's see if we can get the population to grow a little bit further. Like right now we do... my expert prospector. That is just insanely good amount of gold that we get from there. It is 11 per round, which, to be fair, we already have... how much in there? 30 right now waiting. That is already a lot of money. At least 1,200 right there. Actually... Yeah, about 1,200 minus the 20% tax, I suppose, if we sell in Europe. Which is one of those things that perhaps we should start working more and more on just selling things to Port Royal and things like that. We got the smuggling ship before that, actually. We haven't really gotten around to use it, but let's get to the next round to see our new shipyard. Wait, enemy troops? Hold on a minute, did we get declare upon again? Well, we didn't. No, it's probably just, you know, wild animals or something. Right, so the shipyard, let's have a look. How much? Because it doesn't increase the production in there, but we can now build basically all the ships that we want. Maybe not quite everything, but a good chunk for sure. You know what, a brig of war might not be a bad idea. It's still got a bit of cargo space. But it can carry, oh, it's only good to all troops. There's a chance to capture defeated ships. 100% higher chances to capture a defeated ship. Oh. Okay. Can withdraw from combat. Attack first with privateers and pirate frigates. That would be tempting. On the other hand, getting some more fishing boats or something like that could be useful for the extra food. Or, oh, actually, oh, tool factory. Okay, that's a bit tempting. Or, let's actually have a look. What else do we have? Things that could produce quickly. Now, the wheelwright workshop could increase the construction speed a bit further. But I suppose the wood is a bit of an issue in there, so that's not really necessarily going to be the be-all, end-all. We could get the watermill. Or if we were to build the abbey, that'd be 8 rounds. That would give us the, well, a lot more cross-production, that's for sure. There's, of course, a town courthouse. That will increase the law even further, which would allow us to get the founding fathers faster. Or getting the theatre for the extra culture. Oh, actually, that's the happiness right now that we'd be getting from that. Well, I suppose a little bit extra culture as well. Ooh, customs house. Goods over storage capacity is sold at 80% of the price in Europe. That's automated sold of goods through customs house settings. Interesting, interesting. There's, of course, you know what, we'll get a town market real quick. That's going to give us a bit more domestic market demands in here. There's a quick one. After that, we'll probably get another, or maybe a ship or something. We'll worry about that once we get there, though. Ooh. Lord, inspired resolute captain's window has opened a brothel next to the shipyard and recruited a few young horse from home who now sweeten the Theodore's evening. Should we expel these wanton women? Oh, shipyard and naval port get +3 production. Or we get more food. I mean, food is always nice. What? Oh, skilled milkmaid. Okay. Or we get more cross. Okay. Or 3 5-round breaches. Oh wow. Now, technically speaking, the cross or the hammer production over here is not going to be requiring any wood. So actually, that's not necessarily a bad idea. We'll do that one. Oh, we've got the treasures over here. Let's sell those. We could probably get another. Well, the options are a little bit limited, but maybe we'll just get another political refugee. So this was from the. Oh, right, we can't actually even bring that. Never mind. Alright, let's just go ahead and sail back to... I guess this can go back to Oaththorn. We got some more stuff from that side. Not gonna buy any furs. Right, we've got the Brigantine. What can we buy or pick up from here? Actually, we got the slave bark in here, so let's load up that one first. With the rice, at least some of the rice. Anything else that we want to sell back in there? Or back in Port Royal. Suppose, cheese would sell decently well there. I guess we'll take some of that. Suppose we could still sell some of the wild bird feathers as well. And then we've got room for 2 more things. The coats, I guess we could sell a little bit of that again. It's not really a whole lot of money, but it's still some cash, and since we've got space on the boat, might as well utilize it. Speaking of which, then, what do we do with the... Oh, we do have a lot of guns at this point. Now, that's one of those things that perhaps we should start selling some guns to the various natives soon enough. Just go ahead and figure out a nice location to sell more. That might be actually fairly decent. We've still got some of the wool. We've got a lot of cow hides, but I believe we are, yeah, we're spending some of that. But we're going to get quite a bit, so I'm just going to take that and just sail off to Port Royal. And then we got the Brigantine. I suppose there's not going to be huge... You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and load up... Actually, no, we can't really do it easily through here. I don't want to take everything, but go ahead and take 100 of the guns. And then what we're going to do is we'll just go out and send that off to sell guns to any of the natives that might still demand it. They need gunpowder over there. The question is, of course, we might have to sell quite far. So there's another option that we could do is we'd sell to Europe and then sail off into the western end. I think that's actually going to be the better option. I just need to remember to do that. But that's going to be the probably the next episode or something. But, oh, right, we got the grape picker. Right, let's go ahead and assign that in here. That's a lot of grapes now. We still need a bit more tools, but I think that's going to be sorted out quickly enough. So I'm not going to... Well, we've got the money as well, to be fair. Cool, we'll spend that to get the blacksmith shop there, be a bit more effective. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll show you the link down in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.